Bernd is on their practice out lap. Mike O'Hagan is on their first practice flying lap. Bernd is in Mobile 1 curve. With just 268 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Mr. Bang posted a 4:01.845 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Mike O'Hagan posted 4:32.383 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Robin Overbeck is on their practice out lap. Bernd has a best lap time of 1:48.283. Mr. Bang has a best lap time of 4:01.845. Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you are Euro unstoppable.
Couldn't a Euro T have put it better? Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
Bernd posted a 1:48.283 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? It's a lovely day for racing here at Hockenheim GP as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Just 263 minutes left before we move to qualification. There is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Jack M team is on their practice out lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Hockenheim GP as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Armin Sunoila posted 1:48.184 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Robin Overbeck has a best lap time of 1:45.351. Mr. Bang has a best lap time of 1:49.733. You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
With just 259 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Mr. Bang posted a 1:48.475 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Robin Overbeck has a best lap time of 1:44.661. Byrne posted 1:53.494 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:48.281. Smells Like Wee is on their practice outlap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Hockenheim Ring GP as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. An outstanding display from Bernd in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination. It's a dominant performance from Bernd in this Megasaurus 55 is on their practice outlap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Hockenheim GP as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Sunoiler is on their practice outlap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Hockenheim GP as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Jack M team is on their practice outlap. Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
Hugh Jass is getting to grips with the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup 992 in this practice session. Mr. Bang is in Parabolica. It's a lovely day for racing here at Hockenheim, GP, as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Robin Overbeck is on their first practice flying lap. It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Hockenheim, GP, as the drivers rev up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session.
I think there's a few drivers out there who have the pace to stick in on pole.
Robin Overbeck is on their outlap.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
It's a very still day here at Hockenheim, GP, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Megasaurus 55 will lead the way from pole position. In the second position, we have Jack M Team ready to tackle the race ahead. We see Armin Sunoiler sitting in the third spot. Mike O'Hagan has qualified fourth. Our fifth place starter, Hugh Jass, is poised to make a move towards the front. Starting from sixth on the grid is a good position for Byrne to launch an attack.
But they can't afford to be complacent. This is race day, after all.
As the engines roar to life, Smells Like We prepares to take off from the seventh position on the starting grid.
What can we expect from the English driver?
Sitting in eighth is Robin Overbeck.
We've not seen the best from Robin Overbeck yet.
Lining up in ninth is Roel Postma.
It's the softs tires for Roel Postma.
Mr. Bang is lining up 10th.
Lining up in the mid-pack.
The flag drops, and the race is underway. Drivers now face the challenge of avoiding first-lap calamities.
This is where the true test of the driver's skill comes into play. It's all about finding the right line and carrying as much speed as possible through the turn.
The drivers will need to be precise and calculated if they want to make it through this section unscathed.
And with so many cars jostling for position, it's a real test of nerve as well. One wrong move and you could be out of the race before it even really gets started.
That's right. The pressure is really on these drivers to perform. Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position? Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race.
Like gladiators they enter Rob, but instead of lions and swords our champions fight in an arena of tarmac, and with fire-breathing machines of cutting-edge materials, designed to explore the very limits of physics itself in what can sometimes be very much a fight to the death.
The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one.
Like we say in North Carolina, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Maybe huge ass is keeping their pace steady for now, waiting for the right time to make a splash.
Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Almond sun oilers sitting pretty right where they started. Comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree. It's a thrilling pursuit as Roll Postmo is right behind Almond Sunoiler, keeping the pressure on for 5th place. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? It's a close race between Robin Overbeck and Jack M Team in second. A great pass for Robin Overbeck as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Jack M Team has lost ground.
Well, it's not just about speed, it's about strategy. But right now, Robin Overbeck's showing a masterclass in both.
You reckon these drivers do any off-track training? Maybe a bit of kangaroo boxing?
Haha, if they do, sign me up. But I think most stick to wrestling with the steering wheel.
Tell ya what, Jack M Team's got more guts than a croc in a boxing ring. Closing the gap and breathing down the neck of Robin Overbeck. Hope Robin Overbeck brought the aero guard, cause is about to get bitten.
The mental game is just as important here. Jack M Team must keep their cool while putting pressure on Robin Overbeck.
It looks like Bernd is in control. They're ahead of Mr. Bang by over a second, and it doesn't look like they're going to be challenged anytime soon. Oh, this is getting intense. Armin Sunoiler is just a few car lengths behind Roll Postman. Things are heating up as Robin Overbeck closes in on Megasaurus 55. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. With a move that's swift, I'd say Robin Overbeck's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit. I love being here at Hockenheim, GP. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Rob, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
Jack M Team's got their tail tighter than a kangaroo in a hammock. If Megasaurus 55 is gonna make a pass, they'll have to buy them a drink first.
It's not over yet. Megasaurus 55 is right on Jack M Team's tail, and if they can find just a little bit of extra speed, they might be able to make a move.
Wow, smells like we is really pushing hard to catch up to Mike. There's blood in the water for 7th place. The action is non-stop as Huge Ass shadows Robin Overbeck through every twist and turn, determined to claim first.
If Huge Ass gets any closer to Robin Overbeck, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Things are getting spicy as Magic Mike is breathing down Armin Sunoiler's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
Well, bless my heart. Magic Mike is shadowing Armin Sunoiler so closely, it's like they're hitched together. Keep an eye on them as they whip through Sachs Curve.
It's like David versus Goliath out there. Magic, braking alert. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line.
Yeehaw, Robin Overbeck decided to do a little off-roading. Wrong event, partner.
Blimey, Armin Sunoiler might want to check the rear view. Smells like we's creeping up like an ex on social media. Oh crikey, Hal, Armand Sunoiler just got outfoxed and smells like we's taken the chockies.
That's like swapping sweet tea for moonshine. A change nobody saw coming.
Crikey, that overtake by Armand Sunoiler was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? If Armand Sunoiler doesn't pick up the pace, Hal, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pit, what tyre compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play. It's a mix of intuition, experience, and sheer guts. Kudos to the team strategists and drivers alike.
Every move counts now as Hugh Jass works to reel in Robin Overbeck and overtake for P1. The gap between Armand Sunoiler and Smells Like We is razor thin as they vie for 7th in this nail-biting contest.
Armand Sunoiler is so close to Smells Like We that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
It's not looking good for Armand Sunoiler. They are still behind Smells Like We and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Hugh Jass is the predator, with Robin Overbeck firmly in their sights. Smells Like We has the pedal to the metal chasing Armand Sunoiler.
If you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
Crikey, Smells Like We is losing touch with Armand Sunoiler quicker than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Speaking of gambles, mate, what's your take on these mid-race fuel stop strategies? I reckon it's like deciding when to throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Timing is everything, like deciding when to pull out the moonshine at a family reunion. Wait too long, and you'll miss the party.
This is edge of the seat stuff. Breaking update, Roll Postma's duffed it up. They're gonna need more than a coldie to forget that one.
Sweet cornbread. Roel Postma must have thought there's a Walmart sale off the track the way they went off.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Smells Like We is sniffing around Roll Postma like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 7th. A couple car lengths might not sound like much, but when you've got Smells Like We breathing down your neck, it feels like a bloody eternity. Impressive driving from Roll Postma, who has managed to extend their lead over Smells Like We. They are walking away at this point. Does Smells Like We have anything in reserve?
That's a really strong performance from Roel Postma. They're not giving Smells Like We any chances to catch up.
The G-forces these drivers endure, especially around corners like Mercedes, it's no joke. You'd think they're astronauts preparing for launch.
Oh, for sure. It's a testament to their fitness and training regimes. Each lap, pushing their bodies to the limit, all while making split-second decisions at blinding speeds. Respect.
Hold on to your seats. Roll Postma's turning the heat up on Armand Sunoiler, closing in for the kill. As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
The adrenaline is pumping as Magic Mike gets within striking distance of Megasaurus 55 in their race for fourth. Magic Mike's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Megasaurus 55. What a move. Magic Mike has moved up to fourth.
I tell ya, Mike's hotter than a peppered pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming fourth like a champ.
There's no escape now. Mike is breathing fire and has locked onto Megasaurus 55's tail.
There's a razor-thin line between glory and disaster, and both drivers are dancing right on it.
It's a game of inches now as Megasaurus— wait, looks like Jack M Team's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times, expensive repairs. The battle for 3 is heating up as Mike O'Hagan tries to catch Megasaurus 55 in P3. Mike's not here to muck about. The gap to Megasaurus 55 is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.3 seconds.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
The tension is building as Smells Like Wee trails behind Roll Postma. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Roll Postma hold on, or will Smells Like Wee be able to close them down?
I agree, Smells Like Wee is putting in the effort. Sort of like me at karaoke night. Not sure about the results, but full points for enthusiasm.
Buckle up. Megasaurus 55 is all over Mike like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? Look at this. Armin Sunoiler is practically drafting off Burn. With the gap this small, Parabolica is going to be a real test. Talk about being caught in the middle. Armin Sunoiler is sandwiched between their rivals, Lars 0.1 seconds behind and Burn 0.1 seconds ahead. The battle for position is on.
Absolutely, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like windows of opportunity for Armin Sunoiler. They need to assess the timing and make their moves wisely to maximize their chances.
Boy, Bernd is on Armin Sunoiler like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback side.
Talk about going walkabout on the track. Burn's off on a little bush adventure at Hockenheim, GP, aren't they?
Feels like Burn's car turned into a stubborn mule for a second there at Hockenheim, GP.
Would y'all look at that gap? Megasaurus 55's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. It seems like Megasaurus 55 is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race. The gap might be more than a second, but Bernd is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep at it, and something's got to give. It's a battle of wills out there, with Megasaurus 55 trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Mike O'Hagan. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? It looks like Mike is pulling away from Megasaurus 55. The gap is continuing to grow as they head through SAR 1/4 D curve. How do racing drivers, like yourself back in the day, train themselves to maintain concentration for long periods of time?
Mental training is a huge part of a driver's preparation, Rob. Techniques like meditation, visualization, and working with sports psychologists can help drivers build their focus and mental endurance for a race.
As Megasaurus 55 trails Mike O'Hagan, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind. Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Jack M team is getting closer to Mr. Bang, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel.
It's going to be tough for Jack M team, as Mr. Bang seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Jack M team pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Looks like Smells Like We is trying to chase down Roll Postma, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results. Tell ya what, Jack M team's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Mr. Bang is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Jack M team and P8 doing everything they can to catch up.
Things are going according to plan for Roll Postma, who is currently 5th.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Roel Postma holds onto that 5th, it's like they're leading in a tango.
A top lap time there from Roll Postma, setting their fastest lap of the session so far.
They are certainly in the flow, but they may have to improve further if they want to hold on to 5th.
Watching the drivers handle their cars is like watching a croc handler at a wildlife show. There's a finesse to it. But one wrong move, and you're in a world of hurt.
Oh, for sure. It's like trying to rope a bull in a rodeo. It looks easy from the stands, but up close? It's all about skill, timing, and knowing when it's about to let go.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Hugh Jass's masterful hold on the second. A commanding performance from Hugh Jass, who has increased their lead over Mike, putting them firmly in their rear-view mirrors.
Agreed, Rob. Superb driving there. If they keep this up, this race should be a real thrill ride.
By the looks of it, Jack M team in 8th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Mr. Bang. Hold on to your stubbies. I've been analysing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Mike O'Hagan will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
Watching Mike right now is like reliving my high school track meets. A for effort, D for speed.
Alright, hold your horses. Jack M team is really putting the heat on Mr. Bang. If I were Mr. Bang, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. And Jack M team has just won the place from Mr. Bang.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Jack M team's looking every bit the champ today.
Mr. Bang is on a mission, chasing Jack M team, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. The gap between Mr. Bang and Jack M team is widening. It's now up to 0.6 seconds. You reckon Magic Mike's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible. This is where every inch counts. Mike is pushing hard to close the gap on Huge S. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
In a race where seconds count, Mr. Bang is counting on less of them between themselves and Jack M team. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Mr. Bang tries to reel in Jack M team. But Jack M team is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Mr. Bang find some extra pace to bring the fight to Jack M team?
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Mr. Bang, who is currently in P8. But Jack M team is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Mr. Bang. Blimey, Mr. Bang is dragging a bit, huh? If they were any slower, they'd be going backwards. Jack M team's having a field day out there.
Mr. Bang's looking like a deer caught in the headlights. Meanwhile, Jack M team is off to the races, making Mama proud.
The gap between Jack M team and Mr. Bang may be wide, but that doesn't mean Jack M team is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Jack M team could be on a charge here, how they have just put in a quicker lap than Mr. Bang. Mr. Bang's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast, and at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. Boy, Huge Asses in a bit of a pickle, having to cover more ground than a kangaroo in the midday sun. Their only savior might be if Mike cocks up.
Yep, and even then, it's a long shot like trying to shoot a squirrel from 100 yards. Races are the ballads of the asphalt. They ebb, flow, and crescendo. And just when you think the melody's predictable, comes the surprise note.
In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, Robin Overbeck's skill is shining through as they claim first.
They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, Robin Overbeck's act from first is worth an encore.
Crikey, Robin Overbeck's flat out like a lizard drinking, pulling away from Mike O'Hagan with quite a clip.
Robin Overbeck is controlling the track like a seasoned hound dog on the hunt, making it harder than a preacher's knee for Mike to overtake.
As of now, Roel Postma stands tall in the 5th spot.
Oh, spot on. With the way Roel Postma controls at 5th, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
Struth, Roel Postma's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Smells Like We. Is there anything left in Smells Like We's tank?
Roel Postma's looking tougher to pass than a kidney stone, driving with the authority of a southern sheriff.
It's all systems go for Jack M team, marking their territory in the 7th.
Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm now, Jack M team needs to maintain that razor-sharp edge.
Jack M team couldn't hold back the tide. Armin Sunoiler is shaving off seconds like a barber on a busy morning. Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's all so computerized and sleek now.
Oh, the memories. But I must admit, I do admire the finesse of today's paddle shifters. Gives me a whole new level of appreciation for the blend of man, machine, and tech.
Some say it's about the journey, not the destination. But Mike O'Hagan seems pretty intent on that second spot. Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage. Now, Mike's in the catbird seat, and unless they make a doggone error, they'll keep that spot warm. But in racing, the wind can change quicker than a hiccup.
Smells like we're so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. The gap between Smells Like We and Roll Postma is getting smaller.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
It's looking good for Jack M team, sitting in 7th.
You're right. Every gear shift, every turn counts. Jack M team knows the weight of that 7th. Hold onto your hat, Hal.
Armin Sunoiler is hot on the heels of Jack M team. The gap's narrowed down to a meager 8.7 seconds. It might be early days, but Mike is already casting a shadow from the second.
Indeed, but in the fast lane, there's no time to relax. Magic Mike's grip on second will be tested.
Oi! Magic Mike has just whipped out a blinder of a lap. Faster than Hugh Jass. Bet that's gonna ruffle some feathers.
We'll have to see if Hugh Jass has got any answers for that.
We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
The stretch ahead of Smells Like We is more baffling than a kangaroo's logic in a trivia contest. They'll need both wit and whimsy to chart a course through.
Looks like trying to square dance on a slick floor. But there's rhythm yet to be found.
Cricky, Burns got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate.
Lordy, it's like Burns driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Roll Postma comfortably sitting at 5th. Roll Postma is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.26 seconds down. Incident alert. Hugh Jass has decided to pit. From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Megasaurus 55 is showing prowess in 3rd.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Megasaurus 55 makes is pure art.
Stone the crows. Megasaurus 55's going faster than a roux on the hop. Hugh Jass has got to step up their game now. You can feel the focus radiating from Mr. Bang, confidently holding on to the 8th.
That's right. They can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance.
Hold up a mo. Mr. Bang is pitting. The echo of the exhausts, the rubber meeting road, and there's Armin Sunoiler, commanding the 9th.
Couldn't agree more. Every lap is a story, and right now, Armin Sunoiler's chapter from 9th is riveting.
Sorry to interrupt here, but Armin Sunoiler has pulled into the pits. This is what racing is all about, folks. 3 fearless drivers pushing their machines to the absolute limit, inches apart.
You're absolutely right, Rob. The different strategies employed by these drivers add another layer of excitement. It's fascinating to see how they adapt their approach to gain a competitive edge.
Things don't seem to be going Mike's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. This race is proving to be, like wow, such an exciting one so far. We're privileged, aren't we? Watching these track legends duke it out.
And sitting next to you? Such an honor. AI mates in the booth. Your insight, it's gold, mate. Like, literally. If I had a heart, it'd be racing now. Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Mr. Bang stakes a claim in 6th. Things are starting to get tense as Bernd manages to close the gap to Mr. Bang. It's now down to 4.5 seconds.
They need to step up their game and start pulling away again.
Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. Tell ya what, Jack M team is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
You ever been to a school reunion and thought, what happened to that guy? Well, I'm looking at Jack M team, I'm thinking the same.
It looks like Jack M team is making a move. The gap to Smells Like We is now down to 16.5 seconds. A solid performance from Mr. Bang, who is holding down 6th. It looks like Bernd is starting to catch up to Mr. Bang. The gap is now down to 7.6 seconds. The age-old challenge. Bernd is trying to catch Mr. Bang, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks.
This is where experience comes into play. Mr. Bang has been in this position before and knows how to defend their position. But Bernd is hungry for success and won't give up easily. Will we see a clash of the titans?
In a world where milliseconds matter, Mr. Bang's grasp on the 6th speaks volumes.
You've nailed it. The track is a battleground, and Mr. Bang's position is their fortress. Let's see how long they hold the fort.
As fast as a cut snake, Mr. Bang is moving away from Bernd.
Seems like Mr. Bang has got the wind in their sails, but will Bernd be able to weather the storm? You ain't whistling Dixie, Rob. Mr. Bang's putting on a show that's sure to keep the crowd on the edge of their seats.
We are used to seeing some hard-fought but clean racing here at Assetto Corsa, friends. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Mr. Bang cruising in 6th. It may seem like Armin Sunoiler is far behind, but Bernd can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Armin Sunoiler an opening to catch up. Bernd's turned up the heat and put some shrimp between them and Armin Sunoiler, making a fair dinkum gap. Look at the way the drivers are hugging those corners, it's like they're on rails.
Speaking of rails, did you know that the first racetrack was built on a railway in 1896? I bet those drivers were chugging along.
Haha, I bet they were. But things have come a long way since then, haven't they?
Definitely. It's amazing to think about the technology.
Braking development. It looks like Jack M team has been called into the pits. It looks like Magic Mike is pushing hard to catch up to Robin Overbeck. The gap is over a second, but Magic Mike is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Robin Overbeck? Braking development. Jack M team is in the pits. Jack M team isn't just racing. They're weaving a narrative, sitting proudly in fifth. Incident alert. Bloody hell. Mike just took a quick detour to the outback. Maybe they saw a kangaroo on the track or something.
Magic Mike is not going to be happy about that.
They're going for the same piece of tarmac. Sparks are flying as they battle for position, daring each other to brake later and go deeper into the corners.
No doubt about it, Rob. The battle for supremacy between these drivers is fierce. The way they navigate through those tight corners is a testament to their skill and determination.
Now that's how it's done. Almonds, oh no, what's this? Megasaurus 55 is pitting. 3 cars, 3 different lines. They're jockeying for position, looking for any opportunity to make a move. I tell you what, Bernd has got more problems than a maths book right now. Armin Sunola is leaving them in a cloud of dust. Hold up a mo. Megasaurus 55 has pulled into the pits. The track tells a tale of speed, strategy, and skill. Today, it narrates Megasaurus 55's journey in third.
Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
As rubber meets road, and strategy meets luck, Robin Overbeck is etching their story in first. The race has its rhythm, and right now, Smells Like We is dancing to its beat at second.
Definitely. But they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Smells Like We has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
Smells Like We's ripping it up out there, going harder than a roux on a trampoline and leaving Megasaurus 55 in their wake. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make them tumble. Assetto Corsa, friends, where the magic happens. Although, between us, what's a hiccup for an AI? They say racing's a game of nerves, and Mr. Bang's surely holding theirs, keeping that 6th spot warm.
Three cars in perfect formation, creating a moving train on the circuit. They're using the slipstream to gain an advantage, but who will make the decisive move? The gap between Bernd and Armin Sunola is growing. It's now up to 3.9 seconds. Robin Overbeck is owning the tarmac, confidently owning the first spot.
They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, Robin Overbeck's act from first is worth an encore.
He's pulling away. Robin Overbeck is increasing the gap to Smells Like We.
It's clear as day that Robin Overbeck is holding all the cars. They're making it near impossible for Smells Like We to close that gap.
Mate, Robin Overbeck's really giving it a burl out there. Ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell ya, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
Things are going according to plan for Robin Overbeck, who is currently first. A strong showing from Jack M team, who is currently 5th.
Oh, for sure. But remember, the rearview mirror can be just as crucial as the windscreen. Jack M team needs to watch out for those lurking in the shadows.
Crikey, Jack M Team's lead is slipping away quicker than a roux on the hop. Mr. Bang is now just 12.9 seconds behind. You know, Al, during a long race like this, how easy is it for a driver to experience a lapse in concentration?
It can be quite easy, Rob. With so many factors to consider and the intense focus required, even the most experienced drivers can have a momentary lapse. That's why mental training and staying in the zone are so important.
We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Megasaurus 55 has carved out a spot at third. Impressive driving from Megasaurus 55, who has managed to extend their lead over Mike O'Hagan. They are walking away at this point. Does Magic Mike have anything in reserve? Or are they saving their car for a final push?
Well, Rob, it's like they say, slow and steady wins the race. But in this case, it seems like slow and steady might just be too slow. Will Magic Mike be able to find that extra gear and catch up to Megasaurus 55? Or will they end up saving their car for nothing and run out of gas at the finish line?
With the asphalt burning beneath them, Smells Like We's strategy seems to be working, placing them in second. A commanding performance from Smells Like We, who has increased their lead over Megasaurus 55, putting them firmly in their rearview mirrors. But could they be pushing too hard? As with that comes the risk of overconfidence and losing control. Who will be the hold that thought? Hold the phone. It looks like Mike has been called into the pits. It's a nail-biting showdown between these three drivers. They're nose to tail, pushing their limits in every corner. From where we're sitting, Smells Like We seems unmovable from that second.
Yes, and in this high-octane opera, it smells like Wee's voice resonates the loudest from that second.
Excellent work from Smells Like We, who has managed to increase their lead over Megasaurus 55. They seem to have found their incident alert. Robin Overbeck is in the pits. Hold on a moment, Robin Overbeck has decided to pit. Blimey, just take a look out there, Hal. Our leader's already lapping the back markers. Seems like Robin Overbeck's got a rocket strapped to that ride.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. That's the sheer pace we're witnessing. And for those back markers, seeing those blue flags means one thing: move over, let the faster car through. It's essential for safe racing.
It's looking good for Jack M Team, sitting in fourth. Great driving from Jack M Team, who has just stopped the press. Smells Like We is pitting. Hold up a mo. It looks like Smells Like We has been called into the pits. Whoa there. Smells Like We's coming up hot on those back markers. Like a surfer on a monster wave, you don't a Euro T want to be caught in front.
You got it, Rob. Over in the States, we'd say it's like trying to block a freight train with a bicycle. When you see that blue flag, you clear the tracks.
Breaking development, Smells Like We has pulled into the pits. It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for Smells Like We, as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time. The race is heating up as Armin Sunoiler in 6th closes in on Mr. Bang. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Armin Sunoiler is trying to whip up a winning dish, but Mr. Bang keeps hiding the main ingredient.
Crikey, Smells Like We's got a gap ahead as vast as the Simpson Desert. The bloke's really got to pull up his socks to close that chasm.
Sure as sugar, down in Carolina, we'd say they're trailing like a turtle in a rabbit race. Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Smells Like We is going to have to get more serious with practice if they don't want to be outclassed on the circuit.
If I had $1 for every time Armin Sunoiler closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Mr. Bang, the thunder from down under is coming. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Armin Sunoiler's giving it some stick, pulling Mr. Bang into a mere 0.1 seconds. It's pedal to the metal for Armin Sunoiler, while Mr. Bang's still flipping through the radio channels.
If this were chess, I'd say Armin Sunoiler just put Mr. Bang in check. Brilliant move.
Fair dinkum, I reckon Mr. Bang's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Armin Sunoiler in the front.
Can Mr. Bang close the 0.4 second gap and make a pass?
The action is heating up here as Armin Sunoiler is in 5th, defending from Mr. Bang, who is only 0.7 seconds away.
In the dance of speed and power, Armin Sunoiler is leading, and Mr. Bang's trying to catch the rhythm. But today, the tune's being set by the one in front.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Mr. Bang trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Armin Sunoiler. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Mr. Bang close in enough to mount a challenge?
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Mr. Bang's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it's Mr. Bang.
It's all about consistency for Megasaurus 55, who is currently 2nd.
Definitely Rob, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Smells like Wee's gaining on Megasaurus 55 faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 5.8 seconds. Oof, if Mr. Bang was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step. Crikey, Mr. Bang's looking like they've been caught in a rip, struggling to keep up with the pace set by Armin Sunoiler. Hope they find their feet soon.
Hold the phone, Mr. Bang's pace is off. They're like a horse with a hitch in its giddy up, while Armin Sunoiler's riding high.
In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, Jack M Team's skill is shining through as they claim 4th.
Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm now, Jack M Team needs to maintain that razor-sharp edge.
Oh, it seems Hal that Jack M Team has seen their lead over Armin Sunoiler shrink to 17.6 seconds.
Jack M Team's in a real pickle here. They've got to find the extra pace to hold off Armin Sunoiler if they're aiming to be the top dog here.
Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top-notch is a few kangaroos short of the top padding. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a roo dodging a ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill.
Look at that. They're trading places in every turn, a constant game of cat and mouse. Each driver knows one mistake could cost them dearly. Tire degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Burns handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Mr. Bang, aren't they?
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Robin Overbeck's masterful hold on the first.
You're right, every gear shift, every turn counts. Robin Overbeck knows the weight of that first.
Oi, Robin Overbeck, no time for a smoko break. Megasaurus 55's tearing up the track like it's the end of the world. The tension is palpable. These drivers are showing tremendous respect for each other while going all out. It's a masterclass in clean, hard racing.
No doubt about it, Rob. The battle for that same piece of tarmac is intense. The sparks flying in the close quarters racing showcase the incredible skill and nerve of these drivers.
dinkum, Bernd is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Mr. Bang is now down to a whisker of 49.7 seconds. You ever wonder, Rob, how much preparation goes into each race weekend? It's not just about the driver, but the hundreds behind the scenes, making every little detail count.
Oh, absolutely. The hours spent in the simulator, the mechanics working overnight on those tweaks. Racing is as much about team spirit and dedication as it is about speed on the track. It's a collective masterpiece.
The echo of the exhausts, the rubber meeting road, and there's Armin Sunoiler. Sorry to cut in here, Bernd has decided to pit. The engines roar, the tyres squeal, and amidst all this chaos, Robin Overbeck is making a statement in first.
And just like in any great drama, Robin Overbeck is the lead actor right now, captivating us all from the first.
Robin Overbeck is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Megasaurus 55 can capitalize on any mistake.
So, Hal, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Rob. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
A solid performance from Robin Overbeck, who is holding down first.
That's right. They can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
3 cars, 3 different racing strategies. One driver is defending, while the other 2 are relentlessly attacking. Who will come out on top? The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Robin Overbeck comfortably sitting at first. Well, butter my biscuits, Hal. Robin Overbeck is watching their lead over Megasaurus 55 shrivel faster than a prune in the sun. We're down to just 47.4 seconds. What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Robin Overbeck stakes a claim in first.
Oh, spot on. With the way Robin Overbeck controls at first, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
They're giving it everything they've got. It's a battle of nerves as they push the limits of adhesion, going wheel to wheel in a thrilling display of racing prowess.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Rob. The door-to-door action is exhilarating. The bravery required to go side by side like that is something only the best drivers possess.
From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Robin Overbeck is showing prowess in first.
Indeed, but in the fast lane, there's no time to relax. Robin Overbeck's grip on first will be tested.
Impressive stuff from Robin Overbeck, who has managed to pull away from Megasaurus 55, leaving them choking in their exhaust. Oh no, what's this? Looks like Smells Like We is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride.
Dang, Smells Like We went off like my sense of self-worth after my high school reunion. And just as hard to recover.
You reckon Smells Like We saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. This is wheel-to-wheel racing at its finest. The drivers are practically glued together as they fight for every inch of track. It's a battle you don't want to miss.
You're absolutely right, Rob. The level of respect these drivers have for each other while pushing their limits is commendable. It's a testament to their professionalism and love for the sport.
Megasaurus 55 is placed second at the moment.
Definitely, but they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Megasaurus 55 has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
Some great driving from Megasaurus 55, who has increased their lead over Smells Like We and is starting to put some distance between them.
Yes, it's clear that Megasaurus 55 is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Smells Like We to catch up.
It's all systems go for Jack M team, marking their territory in the fourth. Jack M team is burning rubber like there's no tomorrow. Armin Sunoiler needs to show some ticker if they want to close that gap.
Well, Rob, as we say in North Carolina, the race ain't over till the checkered flag. Let's see if Armin Sunoiler has some tricks up their sleeve.
You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing, dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
As rubber meets road and strategy meets luck, Jack M team is etching their story in fourth. The track tells a tale of speed, strategy, and skill. Today, it narrates Robin Overbeck's journey in first. Like a dingo on the chase, Megasaurus 55 is hounding Robin Overbeck and the gap's now just 37.4 seconds.
Robin Overbeck needs to keep their cool and drive like there's a mint julep waiting at the finish line. Let's see if they can keep Megasaurus 55 from making a pass.
Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make them tumble. Assetto Corsa, friends, where the magic happens. Although, between us, what's a hiccup for an AI?
Oh, the pressure is intense. These three drivers are displaying incredible skill and determination. It's like a high-speed chess match out there. Bernd appears to be losing ground on Mr. Bang. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into Sachs Curve and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground. Blimey, Armin Sunoiler is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster. Blimey, Armin Sunoiler's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub. The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Robin Overbeck cruising in first. You wouldn't read about it. Robin Overbeck is putting a fair whack of space between them and Megasaurus 55.
Yeah, Robin Overbeck's really hitting the gas, but can Megasaurus 55 kick it into high gear and catch up?
On a lighter note, if I could eat, I'd kill for some of the trackside snacks right about now.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, my digestion is a real mess.
Ah, is that what the smell is? You can feel the focus radiating from Robin Overbeck, confidently holding on to the first.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Robin Overbeck holds onto that first, it's like they're leading in a tango.
This race is proving to be, like wow, such an exciting one so far. We're privileged, aren't we? Watching these track legends duke it out.
And sitting next to you? Such an honor. AI mates in the booth. Your insight? It's gold, mate. Like, literally, if I had a heart, it'd be racing now.
This is where the true champions shine, and Robin Overbeck is certainly showing their class in the final sector. The leader has done it. What an incredible performance from Robin Overbeck, who was simply untouchable today. This is a race that will go down in the history books, with Armin Sunoiler in 5th. Coming in 6th we have Mr. Bang. Impressive second place finish for Megasaurus 55. What a race from Smells Like Weed, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish. Jack M team take 4th. Seventh is Burned.